What's up, Believe Nation? Welcome to another YouTube Hangout. Super excited to be here with you. I've got a new friend with me, Emmanuel. He runs a podcast called Ocho the Owl Radio, and he invited me on to do his podcast, and we're making a video version of it too. So, Emmanuel, over to you, man. It's your show.
And here it is, my people. I am Ocho the Owl, and I will make today count. My people, my people, my people. Oh boy. Yours truly here with the legendary Evan Carmichael, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making time. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for the millions of people that you've impacted up to this point. I don't know if you realize it or not, but you legitimately change lives, whether you're aware of it or not. And I just wanted to start off and just gush and say thank you for your service, for what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I love you. I love your vibe. I love like the deep breath in before getting started on the intro too. I love it. It's amazing. Thank you.
And just another quick bit before we get into it. Your content really was a it was a candle. It was a glimmer of light in my most darkest of times, man. And I even like downloaded them and recorded them, watching on my little laptop that I had there.
What's
And
your favorite video? What's your favorite video?
it has changed, but now the Gary Vaynerchuk 50, like the 2 hour one,
Okay, you like that one?
is epic. The Tony Robbins, like the 8 hour, like the marathon.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing twice.
Okay, nice.
Um, oh boy, the there's just so much, dude.
I love it. No, it's good. I love getting a little bit of context as the type of content people like. So that's cool. I love it. You like the long
Oh
stuff.
boy,
That's good.
it yeah, it just appeals to me, man. Brother, well, I'd love to get into it, and I'd love to ask you, or invite you really to go into the past, if you would, of Evan Carmichael. We're gonna go past, present, future.
Okay.
Just what the past looked like for you, for some of you folks who don't already know.
Sure. How far back you want to go?
Um, I trust you.
All right, cool. Uh, I grew up in a middle class home. My parents believed in education. They spent all of the money that they saved on private schools for myself and my two sisters. So we had a great education. But I remember kind of being picked up in these beaten up cars, and my
Mm,
friends are getting Mercedes and Beamers for their 16th birthdays. So
mm,
it kind of felt there was me and one other guy in my class who were the poor kids, I guess, in the
mm,
class. And I started a business in university. I thought I wanted to be a banker. That was my dream job, kind of growing up. And I had an opportunity to join a company as an owner when I went to university. I turned down the high paying jobs to do that, and
mm,
failed and struggled and had massive periods of self doubt and embarrassment and
mm,
ashamed for just it wasn't working. My first business wasn't working. I was putting in
mm,
tons of time and effort and just
mm,
wasn't working out. And I was too embarrassed to tell my friends that it wasn't working. I had
mm,
300 bucks a month, so I couldn't do much with that. Um,
mm,
and I'm a big believer that your purpose comes from your pain. That if you go through some pain and then you figure it out, or even if you're still going through it, you want to make that road a little bit easier for the next group of people going through it.
mm,
So my pain was so strong to get my business going. Now I want to help make the path a little bit easier for entrepreneurs who want to come down the road now.
mm.
So I had my website that became my first journey. Then I launched my YouTube channel. I have a couple books that we put out, and
Yes.
I want to solve the world's biggest problem. I think that's
Mm,
untapped human potential, and the work that I do is all geared towards trying to make that happen.
mm. Your work comes from your pain?
Your purpose comes from your
Your
pain. Yeah.
purpose comes from your pain. Which brings us to the present, brother. Where are we? Where is Believe Nation? Where is Evan Carmichael as of this moment right now?
This moment, I am with Ocho the Owl Radio, man. I'm in the present, man. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm loving your deep breathing and emotional commitment to your questions. That's it. I'm just here, man. I woke up. Today's Thursday for me. I don't know when this is gonna be released on your show, but Thursday is
Today.
public facing day for me. So I do interviews and podcasts and hangouts and just trying to spread the message. I put my extrovert hat on because I'm naturally introverted and just try to reach new audiences and help spread the message. So, but as of right now, the present, I'm here with you, man. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Which takes us to the future, brother. Where do you see Evan Carmichael and Believe Nation, let's say 2 years from now?
So I struggle with those kinds of things. I think for me, I have a lifetime goal of what I'm trying to accomplish and something so big that it will never be accomplished. I'm trying to go to the ocean every day and empty it spoon by spoon. It's never going to happen, but I can make my dent. And then apart from that, I have what I'm working on now and kind of for the next 3 months. I think if you know where you're going to be in 2 years, you're thinking too small. To think that you will know the kind of person that you will be in 2 years and the goals that you're working on. I think if you have that clear picture, then it shouldn't take you 2 years to get there. You know, I just think you're thinking too small. So I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be in 2 years, man. 2 years, 5 years, I have no idea. I mean, the work that I will be doing will be of what I think is going to have the biggest impact to help achieve my mission. But the specifics, I mean, maybe I'm not even on YouTube in 2 years. I have no idea. So just doing important work every day, forever.
Brother, I was hoping we could dig in a little bit on the analogy that you just gave a minute ago.
Okay.
Getting the ocean one spoonful at a time.
Yeah.
What does elaborate, please?
Yeah. So I think your purpose should be bigger than you and should be something that you can never accomplish. So you always have something to strive for. So what I'm trying to do in terms of solving the world's biggest problem, it's never going to be solved. At least within my lifetime, it's not going to be solved. But so knowing that your goal will never happen, it's then still waking up and every day pursuing it. It's the whole, kind of opposite beliefs at the same time. This will never happen, but I'm going to do my best to make it happen every day. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm waking up and I'm going to the ocean, and my goal is to drain the ocean. And all I have is a spoon. So every day I'm taking 10 scoops out. And I'm never going to drain the ocean, but I drained my, million scoops during my lifetime.
Just trying to wrap my head around that, man. That's awesome.
I think that Ted Turner?
Yes, I do.
So Ted Turner, billionaire, super successful entrepreneur. His dad killed himself when Ted was, I want to say 19, 20, around there.
Sure.
And what happened was Ted Turner's dad had a goal, and he hit his goal, and then he became depressed, and then he had nothing else to live for, and he killed himself. Super sad story. And Ted then took over his dad's business, which was in advertising, and said, I'm going to set a goal so big that I'm never going to reach it. Because when we hit a goal, we then get sad until we then kind of get our next goal. So instead of having a specific goal that is, I said I want to help 1 billion entrepreneurs. How do I track it? I don't. I want to do work that is aligned with me having a big impact. It's not about hitting the number. It's the process of doing important work. So I think whatever mission you're on, it should never be accomplished. And you're going to do your best every day to try to accomplish it.
One spoonful at a time.
One spoonful at a time.
Fuck. Oh, that's just blowing my mind, man. Whew. No, just like my I guess plan was now it's
But that's the best. Like, I think that's why you don't know where you're going to be in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't even plan out the 5 minutes of this interview. How are you going to plan out where you're going to be in 2 years, right? I think
Right.
if you plan too much, then you lose. Like I think if you have a vision of what you could be in 2 years, you will execute against that plan. But you could have been so much greater if you were just open to what was happening around you. Like you could have had a plan for your, and this happens a lot in interviews with me. People will
Sure.
come in, they'll have their set list of 15 questions that they want to ask.
Sure.
But the best part will be, you loved question one and the answer, let's dive down that rabbit hole and go there, right? It's better than saying, okay, thank you, Evan. My next question is this, right? And so are you open to life or do you have a fixed plan? And I think if you're open to life, then you experience more of life and then you have no idea where you're going to be in 2 years.
I love that, man. It the first thing that popped into mind was the growth versus fixed mindset. Carol Dweck. How? You already answered that. I was about to ask how does somebody just starting out who's kind of listening to this, how do they go about finding a goal that can never be accomplished, like you said?
Yeah, so I think at the starting point again is digging through your pain and seeing what you either have struggled with or are continuing to struggle with, and you might be an expert and have come through and now you can share, or you might still be going through the journey and you just sharing your journey is an inspiration to other people who are too afraid to explore solutions. So digging into what is causing you a lot of pain, it's just human nature. Like if you were an alcoholic, you want to help other alcoholics get through it, right? If you were a victim of child abuse, you want to help other people who have gone through child abuse and help them get through it. So whatever, pain unfortunately is in everybody's life. So whatever the pain is that you've gone through, you want to find a way now to ease the pain. I think a lot of people trying to bury the pain, they try to forget the pain, they try to ignore. I think that's wrong. Like, I think that's actually the answer. Like, dig into that pain. Doesn't mean you have to live it every day, but you'll get your ultimate fulfillment by helping others go through that pain. So that's kind of how you figure out what you're going to be doing. How you execute it, there's a lot of different ways. You might make a YouTube channel like what I do. You might be a singer and inspire people through great music, or a painter and create great paintings. You could do seminars. You could write books. There's lots of ways to help people through it. But at the starting point is figuring out that, that pain that you went through, that's actually your calling, and to jump into it so you can help others.
Where the obstacle becomes the way.
That's it, man.
Man, that's magic. Brother, I want to be respectful of your time, so I want to hit you with one more question, if I may.
Yeah.
Let's imagine for a second that this very interview that we're recording right now is going to be heard by, your great grandchildren 300-500 years in the future, and you could send them one message.
So before I answer that, let me caveat with it. That's always my intention with everything I create. Like, yes. I'm already assuming my great grandkids are watching this video.
Yes.
That's a final message I always give to people who are coming on and asking me questions. Like, what's your final message? It's like, make today count. Like, everything you do today, you can hang, when your head hits the pillow tonight, it's like, I made something today that I'm proud of, or at least I try to. If you woke up every day and tried to make something that you would be proud to show your grandkids, whether a song or a video, whether you actually accomplish it or not, you may not get it every day. But if that's your intent every day, man, your life would be totally unrecognizable 1 year from today. And I think most people wake up like an accident, just reacting to the world around them. They don't put any kind of intensity into making today matter. So when you said that, it's like, that's already my default intention. My great grandkids are listening to this interview and they're saying, man, that Ocho the Owl is a wild cat. Like, I love it, man. I love it. This is great. So with that being said, the message for me always comes down to believe. Like, that's the thing that drives me. I think, when people ask me what message could I give my 20-year-old self, it's just believe more, believe harder. And the real trip for myself is I think 75-year-old Evan comes back to 2018 Evan and says the same thing. Like, kid, you should have believed harder, you should have believed more. Right? It's still the ongoing problem. That I still should, even what I've done is great. Like, I need to believe harder in myself to go off and do more.
The on point. Thank you. I think it was like about a year ago. Okay. You went to some kind of YouTube conference somewhere, and you were just like, you spent the whole time just hooking people up. Hey, why don't you go meet this person? Hey, why don't you go meet that person? And you said, like, that tip right there, what you just finished saying, my biggest thing is to make today count. I don't think enough people talk about that. And I got that little piece, and now it's my intro whenever I.
Yeah, I like it. That was a great intro.
And now I get to tell the person who birthed that.
So it's a full circle moment. I love it.
It is a full circle moment, dude. So that was all you, man. Thank you. Thank you, and that's it for today. Thank you again.
Listen, how can I help you? What are you struggling with or going through, or entrepreneur advice? Like, what can I help you with personally?
I would love to get more people on the podcast. I'm doing all the creative stuff, all the people that I'm putting on. I'm just directing them straight to the podcast, and I'm helping as many people as I can, putting them on, doing interviews, putting on music that I hear, helping artists get out there. So if I could just ask you to just direct people to Ocho the Owl Radio, that would be a great help, and I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. So, I mean, podcast is you should be targeting, like, every guest you bring on, there's got to be somebody that you absolutely love, right? So
yes.
That's a no, but I'm assuming you're already doing that. Beyond that, like, it's very celebrity driven. So either you get people who their name means something and people will just subscribe because they recognize that name, or they have some kind of list that they would be willing to share with you. And some people will, and some people won't.
Yes.
What I love about you is you're a different, you got a totally different vibe. I mean, I've been on tons of podcasts, and Ocho the Owl Radio is a different animal.
Thank you.
Right. And then just lean into that more. Right. So I love how you switched up your approach and, like, took the deep breath, and now we went in a whole different direction. That was amazing. Like, continue to do that. I think the more, like, the questions that you ask, if you make them meaningful to you, like, how can I help you? Like, make it a free coaching session with every guest that you bring on. How can I help Ocho the Owl with whatever you're struggling with or going through? You've seen some of my stuff. You know what I'm about. How can I bring you value? What questions can I answer for you? And through your story, it's not about you. Through your story, it inspires everybody else who's listening.
Ooh. I'm doing that in my very next interview.
We'll do it right now. Right now. How can I help you? Like, you know me, you know my content. What question, if we weren't on this radio show and you spotted me on the street and it's like, hey, I got some questions, what would you ask me?
What I just asked you earlier, how can I go about getting more people to the podcast? Because that's where I'm putting most if not all attention on at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking more like
everything else is lining up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of putting all chips on voice right now. So yeah, how can I get more people? I got people. I'm asking people to rate, review, and subscribe. So far, so good. I got 5 stars.
Yeah.
And I'm putting people on. I'm reaching out. Just how can I keep the momentum going? I'm doing about 2 pieces of content a day.
Yeah.
And it's the numbers are steadily increasing, which is great. The guests. I mean, geez, I'm talking with you here now, man. Yeah. The level of, or tier, whatever, of guest is increasing, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's some advice, a tip to how to keep that going?
Yeah. So I mean, this now I love it. This is great. So now we're directing down, like, how to actually build a podcast. I would try to think, going into each episode first, what do I love about this person and what am I hoping they can teach me? So, like, at the beginning, we started talking mindset and all that kind of stuff, belief systems, great. If you had questions around that for yourself, that's a great time to bring it up. It's like, hey, Evan, I struggle with this. How can I overcome this? And now we go deep in helping you. And by helping you, we help a lot of other people. If you want to switch focuses and like go to marketing, great. If you're trying to promote the podcast, I would say one, start reaching out to bigger people.
Okay.
You're going to get no's 98% of the time.
Yeah.
Right. More than half of them won't even respond to you.
Yes.
Right. And then the other half will mostly say no. And that's fine. Like, it's part of the game. When I'm making my top 10, I always reach out to the people who we're featuring to say, hey, do you want to be a part of it?
Sure.
And most people don't respond. And it's everybody. Sure. Barack Obama, like everybody. I'll tweet out to everybody. Say, hey, Barack, you want to be in my video? And most people say don't respond, and some people say yes. I mean, Barack Obama started following me on Twitter, so you got that. But like, just start. Don't take the yes away from somebody else.
Got it.
If you don't ask, you said no for them. Don't take the yes away from them. Let them say no, right? Because they might say yes. So start reaching out more. I would love to see you go video. Have a video version of it on your like we're doing video here. On my channel, but I'd love to see you go video. I think a lot of your expressions are amazing. You're an expressive character. It's great. Now, like a lot of people, like if I look at the podcasting world, a lot of them aren't, right? And so I love that. I mean, even your setup, you got, the film thing behind you, and some stuff you got going on there. Like, it obviously means something to you. Sure. I would look to try to have a video version of it to put it on.
Okay.
On YouTube, even 1-minute versions for Instagram.
Okay.
And then I would really try to figure out what kind of interview style you want to be, and hone in on your craft. Like, how many interviews have you done? You're doing 2 a day. What's your total?
I'm gonna say we're in the range of 45 to 50.
Okay. I bet if you went back to like episode 2. Compared to where you are now, it's like, man, I sucked in episode 2. Look at how much better it is now. And if you fast forward to episode 500, you look back on this one and say, holy cow, I sucked when I had Evan on. That was so bad compared to what you could do, right?
Yes.
Like, just the quantity leads to the quality. But you can shortcut your path by modeling success. So I think of who asks great questions, who's a great interviewer, Oprah Winfrey is probably the best I've ever seen. And whether you like her style or not, by modeling her and learning how she gets people to open up so quickly, it's a skill that you can use in your own way. But whether it's her or Larry King or like whoever the people are that you think are great interviewers, because most people suck at interviewers. I watch a ton of content. Most people are really, really bad at it. So if you can get people to open up super quick by looking at these styles, then people will enjoy the show a lot more, right? It's like, you want to take people on an emotional journey every time they leave your show.
Yes.
Not just the guests, but like the people who are listening. Like, I want to come out of listening to your show feeling like this day matters, and I'm going to go take some kind of action. So how do you accomplish that? Right. And so you're bringing your vibe, you're vibing off of the guests. But you want the guests to open up. I mean, if you have guests who come on, some people will be great guests and they'll bring it regardless. Other people might need a little more. Ocho's got to work some magic, got to spread some pixie dust here. So that, like, modeling success. So what? Modeling success, Oprah, Larry King, those people, bring on more celebrities and reach up. Like, just keep reaching up higher. And the worst you're going to get is a no answer. Almost a no is almost better than a no answer, but most people won't reply. And then 3, look at, since you're doing the quantity, then now move to having some video versions of it too. And dude, it took me 350 videos until I wasn't completely embarrassed by my content. Embarrassed. I couldn't watch it back. Embarrassed. And 700 until I watched my video. Like, that was a pretty good. Like, I spat some fire on that one. I'm getting pretty good at this now. I'm happy. But like 700, imagine doing 700 episodes before you actually get, it's just that consistency, that follow through, right? When I started at my age, I have an agency that represent thought leaders. And when I started, I was the worst. I almost didn't get in. And within a month, I became like the best practice, not because I was good. I had no talent. Because I did 3 videos a day when they struggled to find time to do 1 a week.
Yep. I know the story.
Yeah. So that's it. You know, if it's practicing, but practicing the right things. So if you watch Oprah and you learn something, now it's trying to practice what she did, and you won't do it exactly like her. You'll try it, but it's like the sweater doesn't quite fit, you know, like it's pretty good, but you need to loosen the sleeve here and tighten it up over here, right? You could try on Oprah and it'll fit a little bit, but then you need to adjust. So that's through the practice and repetition. The more you try doing things that you learn from other people, the more you'll take the piece that worked from you and then like add the Ocho flavor to it, right? The magic dust to make it fly.
Fuck. You're a fucking genius, dude.
I want to see you win, man. I want to see you win.
I will win.
Yeah, good.
I will win.
Here's the thing, like I push people because I think if you have the ability, you have the responsibility, right? If you can, then you must. So like I see,
the ability, you have the responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can, then you must. And I see in you somebody who can do a lot of things. So like you must do a lot of things.
I will.
Yeah.
If you can, then you must. Man, that's good shit.
All right, dude. Thank you for the love, man. It was an honor being a part of the show.
Immensely grateful, brother. My people, that was Evan Carmichael. So grateful to have him on and sprinkle his pixie dust on each and every single one of you. Thank you, brother, again. And until next time, my people, on behalf of Evan Carmichael, I am Ocho the Owl. I will make today count, and together let's increase the peace. Thank you, brother.
I love it.